Are you afraid of repeating past relationships? Do you fear entering another toxic pattern where there's a lack of communication and a lack of awareness? But we don't have to repeat the past, and the more we heal and the more aware we become, the more likely it is that we can enter into a conscious, loving relationship where both parties actually heal and grow together. So this is the time to let go of the past and transform into your future. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, we're not letting love into our lives. We're putting these walls up and we're blocking love out because we think that it's going to be the same as it always was. That lack of awareness, that lack of communication, those toxic patterns, that insecurity bubbling up. But the most important thing about entering into conscious relationships is to do the inner work and inner healing. So this is the thing, look back on your past. If you're actually on this healing journey and if you're doing the work, which you obviously are if you're watching this video, you're more conscious and aware of yourself. And being more conscious and aware of yourself means you can be more conscious and aware of your partner as well. And they can do the same. You know, we don't want to be continuing in these patterns of lack of communication. Like this is the normal pattern of what relationships used to be built on. You know, there was no communication. The men didn't express their emotions. The women express their emotions with "I'm fine" and "it's all your fucking fault." This is the problem, right? We have so much trauma from the past, and when we enter into an unhealthy, unconscious relationship, we blame our partner for our triggers. A trigger is a guide. A trigger is yours to own and heal. You know what I mean? The behavior of your partner or your, you know, anyone effectively, any kind of trigger that makes you angry, makes you upset, is showing you what's within you. So it's bringing up a trauma from the past. But when we're in an unconscious and an unaware relationship, we literally blame the other person for our shit. We blame them for everything we're going through, when in actual fact, everything we're going through is based on our past. And this isn't fair. And this is what happens. Like, we're effectively living from an inner child persona. You know what I mean? We're living from this woundedness. And when we're unaware and unconscious going into relationships, that can come out in volatile ways. Do you know what I mean? And relationships can become unbalanced. And, you know, for me personally, like, you know, you can enter into toxic dynamics. Do you know, when you're so unaware of, I suppose, how to love or how to receive love, you can end up in a very imbalanced connection. And you literally put all of your internal wounds outside of yourself and you blame the other person. And this whole thing of "I'm fine" and then literally expecting your partner to read your mind. Then they don't read your mind and you get more angry with them. When what you should be doing is literally asking yourself, where is this pain coming from? Where is this wound coming from? And this is the importance of entering into conscious relationships. And this is it. We're so afraid. We're building up walls of protection from our past. We're literally basing everyone we meet on our past instead of actually healing our wounds. And we're afraid to let love in. We're afraid to let anyone in because we're afraid of the repeated dynamics. We're afraid that it's going to be the same way as it always was. But you have control. You have control now. You know what I mean? We actually, like, the best thing about being in toxic relationships in the past is we know exactly what we don't want now. We know exactly what we don't need now. And we know exactly what to avoid. So we are more aware. On this healing journey, self-awareness is one of the most important things we will discover. Becoming aware of your feelings. Do you know, I've said this, instead of getting, like, when we're wounded, both parties in a relationship get angry with each other, blame each other for their internal wounds because they're not aware that the internal wounds are based on the past rather than based on the present moment. So they're literally having an argument because of a lack of communication or a lack of awareness. And this leads to, you know, and this is it as well. You know, I've seen this in my own relationships in the past and in friends' relationships now. Any fight, any argument, and it's like, oh my God, they're going to leave me. Oh my God, it's all over. It's a fucking fight. It's not going to end a relationship if the relationship is solid. It's not. But we're still in this fear of fight or flight, and it's just like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. And instead of actually getting to the bottom of the core wound or understanding why the argument started in the first place, you brush it under the carpet, which is effectively just bottling up that toxicity and not actually understanding why it happened. And this lack of awareness, the amount of things that we say in a heated moment, that is not what we mean. we end up hurting each other because of past wounds. Whereas in the moment, you should literally say, like, this is what we should all do in relationships. I'm really triggered by your face right now, and I'm going to go away and figure out why I'm triggered, and then I'll come back and in a calm manner explain to you that my trigger had nothing to do with you and everything to do with my past. This is awareness. This is consciousness. Do you know what I mean? And like, I just think one of the biggest fears we have, I keep repeating it, like the biggest fear we have is entering a relationship again and the past repeating, but it cannot repeat. If you're doing the other work, if you've transformed from where you've been, if you've actually escaped toxic controlling dynamics and transformed into your very best self, you have to stop running from love. And that's what we do. We literally avoid, we overwork, we overdo this, we make ourselves so busy that we don't have time. But in effect, you're literally saying, you're literally avoiding it because you're afraid you're going to get hurt again. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, or, you know, in our past, we made mistakes. We made so many mistakes, and so did our partners. And, you know, they weren't the right people for us anyway, but we learn and grow. So, you know, when you're unconscious, you unconsciously hurt your other person. You really do. You unconsciously hurt them. And, you know, there's a part of us that are afraid to hurt our future person, and we're afraid to be hurt. But you can't hurt somebody if you're aware. You know, and Jesus. I watch Married at First Sight, and like, I watch it just to analyze people and their relationship styles. And there was one guy, and everything he said was rotten. He had really, really fucked up sense of humor, effectively. Do you know what I mean? Like, his humor was degrading to the person that he was with. And when she was catching him out, or, you know, speaking up about it, he was like, no, you're wrong, and speaking down to her, and you're wrong about that. You know, I'm not changing my personality for you. I can't be aware of everything I say. Yes, you fucking can. You know, I remember being an unaware person who spoke, you know, words that were damaging, not deliberately, but because I was unaware of how it would affect another person. Now I'm so aware of what I speak to anyone, because you do not know, like, effectively, right? I'll give you another example of our language, especially in Ireland. We call it banter, where you literally take the piss out of people. But in actual fact, you're literally degrading another person and calling it a joke. When you belittle someone about their personality, their skills, or their appearance, jokingly, it's not fucking funny. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, you're actually hurting another person with your words. Simple things. For one, only a mother could love you. My mother abandoned me as a child, and I felt for my whole life that my mother didn't love me. Saying that to the wrong person can effectively really damage them. Do you know what I mean? Little things like that. It's like, you have to be so aware, and it's so important to become aware of your language, how you speak to others and how you speak to yourself. So, you know, we can actually plan to go into a conscious relationship with another conscious person and not actually hurt them, because we're aware of our speech, we're aware of our actions, we're aware of how we do things. And instead of having a full-blown argument, you say to yourself, I'm really angry right now, and my anger is stemming from an inner wound from my past. I'm going to go away for a minute, think about this, figure out what's wrong, because I'm not going to blame you. But effectively, if you're not aware, you're going to blame them. You're going to attack them. You're going to literally say, you're the cause of all my... And this is what's wrong with relationships. We're blaming the other person. You're the cause of all my pain. Because you put it... for a simple thing of reading a text message. You know what I mean? And the wording in the text message, or they didn't leave you a kiss and you're like, oh my God, they fucking hate me. Do you know what I mean? We're overthinking things because of a slight behavior that they do. But this behavior is triggering something within you. And this is happening in the twin flame dynamic as well. Is every behavior we're twin flame, we're angry towards them. We're like, you're a fucking asshole, what are you doing, ghost me? And then we're literally blaming them for the pain that we're in. The pain is stemming from your past, from the fuckers that you've been with in the past, not from them. You know, your triggers are your guides, and this is so important. And this is the importance of self-awareness. Be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your feelings. Be aware of how you fucking speak. It's so important. You know, you can literally train yourself to speak kindly. You know what I mean? There's simple fucking things that people say, and oh my God, like I used to be like that. You know what I mean? I used to say things that I thought were normal, but they were effectively damaging or discriminative, or, you know, and I'm not that kind of person. But because of the environments that we're in, or because of the, you know, the social circles that we're in, or the family that we're in, we're effectively just shooting out these words that we think are normal, but they're hurting other people. Being so, like, just literally pause. Think about what you're going to say. Think about, is this going to hurt the other person? The amount of times you see arguments where there's such nastiness that comes out. You don't mean that nastiness, but it comes out because you're in pain. You're in pain because of your fucking past. Not in pain because of the actual situation. It's coming from your past. Everything is actually just regurgitating all of the shit from your past. And if you're not aware in the moment, you're going to hurt the person you love the most by pushing them away or by saying the wrong thing. So stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start getting excited about what could go right. Be conscious. As I said, we're so afraid of repeating the past. You cannot repeat the past if you become aware. You do the opposite of what you've done. You don't make, like, there's no way to, like, even though, right, we have no idea what we're doing. You know, we've never been in a healthy relationship. We've never been in a conscious relationship. So we're literally afraid that we're going to fuck it up. But you can't fuck it up if you're aware. You know what I mean? Like, I know we fear that we're going to hurt the person, or we're going to make more mistakes or do something accidentally to hurt them. But you can't accidentally hurt someone if you're aware. You can't accidentally make a mistake if you're aware. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, we can openly go into these relationships, and literally, if we take our time, conscious every step of the way, conscious of our triggers, conscious of our emotions, conscious of our speech, conscious of how we act, we can slow down and not make those mistakes. You know what I mean? We actually have a choice right now. You know, and this is another thing. This is another thing that I've heard. I can't be the person she needs me to be. Yes, you can. If you want to be. If she is your person, you know, that will trigger something in you that you want to actually change, that you want to grow, that you want to evolve. And this is the thing. Saying I can't be the person you need to be, that's refusing to do the work and heal your shit. That's effectively, that's exactly it. You're literally saying, I won't be the person you need me to be because I couldn't be fucking arsed. That's effectively what you're saying. Like, literally, conscious relationships are growing, healing, and communicating openly together. You know what I mean? Anytime anything happens, like there is the potential for an argument, you work through it. There's open communication, there's open dialogue, there's open speech. There's care with the words that you say. You're not actually blaming the other person for your feelings. Your feelings are valid. Their actions may have triggered your feelings, but your feelings and your emotions are coming from core wounding, from the pain inside. Because, like, literally, no one's behavior can actually upset you unless if you're healed, effectively. Do you know what I mean? The more you're hurt by someone else's behavior is a signpost for what you actually have to heal within you. So the more you heal yourself, the more sovereign you become within, the less a person's behavior can trigger you. But the more you're aware that a person's behavior has nothing to do with them or you, effectively, it's all to do with your inner wounding. So this is it. Be aware. Just be aware. And, you know, instead of saying, I hope I don't repeat the past, or how do I do this? Try. This is it. You literally make the effort. This is a commitment you make, not just to be in a partnership, but to be in a growth partnership, a mutually respecting, a mutually honoring partnership where you actually evolve together. You know what I mean? In these past relationships, we were diminished by our controlling exes, or we were diminished by our insecurities. We were diminished by our past feelings, our inner wounds. Whereas we don't have to feel diminished going into conscious relationships. We literally can say to ourselves, right now, Let's enter this relationship consciously. Let's make sure that we do everything we need to do to grow and heal together and not hurt each other. Let's be aware of our words. Let's be aware of our emotions. Let's be aware of our triggers. Let's speak openly about these things instead of arguing about these things. You can literally, we have brains, we have intelligence, we also have capabilities. We have strength because we've escaped the past. So we can literally say today, I will not enter an unconscious relationship. I will not settle for anything less. And we will work together to make sure that this is a healthy relationship dynamic. You get to choose. Every day you get to choose. Are you going to repeat your past, or are you going to grow into sovereignty? You know, we're growing into interdependent relationships rather than codependent relationships. Are you ready to take control of your life and say to yourself, I will willingly get into this relationship and I will not hurt this person because I will be aware of myself and aware of them, conscious of myself and conscious of them. This is the importance. It's time to start learning how to enter a conscious relationship, an aware relationship, a relationship where you're both in control of yourself and the dynamic. This is so important. So don't be afraid of the past repeating. You're ready to grow into a healthy, a modern, conscious, healthy relationship dynamic. And it all starts with you just saying, I can become the person that person needs. I can become the person I need. And literally you grow in mutual, evolution together. And this is what it is. So don't be afraid of letting love in. Just be afraid of being unaware of what you're doing. Find that self-awareness, and you will find that self-awareness within the relationship as well. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help in your path. Also, I have a free channel, another channel called Aligning with Angie, where I share a meditation every week. The info for that is in the description box.